Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that came out in the LA Times. San Francisco will wipe out thousands of marijuana convictions dating to 1975 because let's face it, they talk all that black people are the most violent. Don't believe it. Just look at the FBI table. White people commit 70% of the crimes in America. Just look at the FBI table, the most recent one that came out in 2016. Number two, the only way they could get black people on a lot of these convictions was with marijuana, y'all. That's the only way they could. And then again, their racist demon judges give you astronomical sentences just to keep you in there to do that cheap ass labor that they want black people to do. So, as you can see, San Francisco really shouldn't be the only one doing this. This should be done all across the nation because these marijuana charges are just a bunch of bogus shit to get you in jail, to work for these private prisons and do that cheap ass labor, slavery, because this country sure can't live without it. San Francisco will retroactively apply California's new marijuana legislation laws to prior conviction, expunging, or reducing misdemeanors and felonies dating to 1975, the district attorney's office announced Wednesday. Nearly 5,000 felony marijuana conviction. Why is marijuana a You see how bogus these people are? You see how full of shit they are? How the hell is marijuana should be classified as a felony? It's classified that way to nail black people and get you in jail. That's why they got it. That's stupid. Boy, these people are dumb. Nearly 5,000 felony marijuana convictions will be reviewed, recalled, and resentenced, and more than 3,000 misdemeanors that were sentenced prior to Proposition 64's passage will be dismissed and sealed. District Attorney George Gascon said, "The move will clear people's records of crimes that can be barriers to employment and housing." You see how dirty and rotten this country is. And see, when you look at the FBI table, a lot of these people that are walking around free really should be in jail. And they got a lot of people locked up in jail that shouldn't be there at all. And this country never had any concern about locking up innocent people. That's why nobody on this planet should have to respect your laws. San Francisco's move could be the beginning of a larger movement to address old pot convictions, though it's still far from clear how many counties will follow the famously liberal cities lead. Proposition 64 legalizes, among other things, the possession and purchase of up to an ounce of marijuana and allows individuals to grow up to 6 plants for personal use. But you see how quick they are even to this day to throw people in jail for marijuana, but they won't lock up these opioid junkies out here all over the place. They gave them amnesty, and that's a much harsher drug than marijuana. Okay, the measure also allows people convicted of marijuana possession crimes eliminated by Proposition 64 to petition the courts to have those convictions expunged from their records as long as the person does not possess a risk to the public. Nobody smoking a joint and having a few ounces of marijuana on you is not no damn risk to the public. Come on with that bullshit. They also can petition to have some crimes reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor, including possession of more than 1 ounce of marijuana by a person who is 18 or older. That's still kind of bogus for even a misdemeanor. While drug policy on the federal level is going backwards, San Francisco is once again taking the lead to undo the damage that this country's disastrous failed drug war has had on our nation and on communities of color in particular. Yeah, because we were always the main target. Again, they can't get you on no most violent crimes, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the biggest crime they can get black people on are not violent crimes, but drug possession. That's the biggest thing they can get you on. They can't get you on nothing else. Long ago, we lost our ability to distinguish the dangerous from the nonsense. And it has broken our pocketbooks, the fabric of our communities, and we are no safer for it. Damn right about that. About 75% of San Franciscans voted to legalize marijuana. So why are you locking up people in places where it's legal? That's what I don't, but they continue to do this to this day, especially when they come across black men with an ounce in their on them, in their pocket. You got to go to jail for that. And sometimes, in many cases, these states are legal, have legalized marijuana. But that just go to show you how desperate they are to keep black people on that free and cheap labor in this country. It's desperation. Um, all right, so San Francisco voted to legalize marijuana in the highest margin among all of California, 58 counties, but only 23 petitions for Proposition 64 reduction, dismissal, or expungement has been filed over the last year. The district attorney's office said, adding that it does not have any active marijuana prosecutions. As of September, 4,885 Californians have petitioned the courts to have marijuana convictions expunged or reclassified. But many people don't know about the process, which can be difficult according to the Drug Policy Alliance, which supported Proposition 64. Instead of waiting for the community to take action, we're taking action for the community, Gasham said. Gasham announcement came with special renaissance in the city of Castro District, a center of efforts to legalize marijuana for medicinal purposes in California. One of the biggest advocates of medical marijuana, Dennis Perron, died Saturday at 72 after a battle with cancer. Okay. Let me just go down some. I'm totally in favor of that. Paul Greenbaum, 72, said of automatic expungement after he walked out. Okay, so he got busted. He got busted for pot, so we can understand why he wants it legalized. But the bottom line here, this is what they have been getting Black Latinos in this country, Blacks and Latinos, on marijuana charges just to get you in there to do their cheap ass labor. Because slavery has never left the US in any kind of form. Okay. You know how we went. We went from actual chattel slavery to sharecropping to all kinds of cheating out of our land and everything through Jim Crow and people getting hung in this country. 90% of the Black men that were hung in the South were business owners. Okay, business owners. So, and not to mention all of the successful Black towns in America that were burnt down by white mobs that were doing quite well without our oppressors. So they got jealous and burnt those towns down, and many people were lynched and shot and killed. So they had to keep coming up with crafty ways to keep you in a situation where you do the cheap labor. So right after slavery, that's where prison came from. Soon as slavery was over, prisons went up all over the place in America, and we know who their intended target always was: the same people they had in chattel slavery, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the history of prisons in America. And it's the only reason why they have them here. Please tell me what you think about this article. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice. Join me over on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.